Greetings, fellow travelers. Welcome to the New Age Reborn in Power campaign. I am your lore master for this journey, MS Arthedian. And we have made it to the 25th session of this campaign, and oh boy, so many things are gonna happen here, and I'm very excited about it. So, without further ado, let's just go over to our chosen and get these baton passes out of the way. My fellow chosen, I'm going to pass this over to Arak. Arak, it is on to you.
Hello. Hello. I am Alien Oban. I play Arak of Antabin in the New Age campaign. Nothing more to say on that, so I pass it to you, Sai.
Hello, I am Sai. I am your local internet cryptid, so I'm not really around anywhere except for the Discord.
Discord. Hop on
Discord. And I will look pitifully at Liam.
I'm dying.
Liam is sick right now, everyone, just so you know. So Liam's not going to really have
I
much.
might not say much.
Yeah, I mean, you're unconscious and you have a broken arm, so yeah.
Yeah, who know, broken arm just destroys your voice.
Yeah, exactly.
We can assure everyone that viruses do not transmit over digital mediums, so you're all safe.
I mean,
it might be a digital virus.
There is technically a digital virus going around in the core realms right now, so but that there's a potential for that. Anyways, with all that being said, because I just want to get to this session because it's going to be a crazy session. I don't even know what's going to happen in it because of how everything ended last time, but we will see. And I'm going to start the recording now. So here we go. I'm going to get to the recap in 3, 2, 1. Last time in the New Age, Squad 119, excluding Marmaduke 9, boarded Master Azon's RF-720 to go and infiltrate the counter-command base in the Thet system. On their trip there, Arak could feel the more he thought about this Archon Azon had warned them about, the more he felt the connection to the Duskian entities. Then he sensed a connection with Sai as soon as she received a call from Vaknor, warning her to be vigilant and that she should not be there. After this, both Sai and Liam felt a connection come to them. Liam from the location they were headed, and for Sai, the connection came from one of Liam's enhancement slots. Then, as they were on their approach, a call came from Sai's codex and Azon's systems picked it up, as he sought answers for how a communication could get through the secure zone. Instead of not answering, they prepared to trace it back, but as soon as Sai did answer it, she heard someone say that it was time for her to use her full frame's capabilities. Then code rushed through her mind, stimulating it to where she saw a potential future possibility playing out for her. As soon as she woke, the counter-command squad was contacting them, and Arak just dropped the call and messaged them that they were unable to chat due to core command surrounding them. It was then that they began their infiltration. First, they had to grapple up the side of a ledge in the moonlit night. Then, once reaching the top, mostly safe, they had to sneak their way past patrols and light towers watching the fields surrounding the fortress. They were able to do so with Azon's rune-forging capabilities, and then Liam mustered up a makeshift device to pose as an officer that Azon took down on their approach to the light tower. Then Azon used his cosmic rune his cosmic rune to levitate the entire squad up to the top of the light tower they were at and took down the officer manning the tower. Once they were all ready, they activated the stealth fields and began making their way towards one of the entrances on the roof of the fortress, where about 30 officers were making their rounds. All their stealth fields worked. All except for Liam's. As they were halfway through their approach to the entrance, an officer spotted a strange glimmer where Liam was at as he decided to stop and wait. Then the officer went to grab at him and was able to grab him. Liam went to punch him, but with this officer's training, he pinned Liam into a grapple, held him there, and was able to snap his arm. The officer then yelled out that he had an infiltrator in his custody, which prompted Liam to make a gamble. He yanked out a random arrow from the hypertrick quiver and went to stab the officer. It turned out the arrow he grabbed just boosted the officer's armor as the officer snapped Liam's arm, which made him fall unconscious. At this point, Azon, Arak, and Sai were all in the fortress, and now having the layout design on Azon's codex, they are now headed to the 6th level, and that's where we will begin our session. So, my friends, my chosen here, Arak and Sai specifically.
Mm-hmm.
As you are here inside this area with Azon, you see him looking through the actual chart of this fortress that he has on his codex, and then you see he motions to both of you. It's like, I'm going to send this chart to both of you so that you have it on your codex as well. That way, if we do get split up, you know exactly where to go. Understood?
Understood.
All right.
Understood.
And you both get a message come through. And as you get the message, you see the actual layout system of this fortress, and he looks over at you both. It's like, all right, I'm gonna do a quick scan to see if there's any officers out these doors. And you see he goes over and he begins to scan the outside area. All right, it looks like we're clear. Let's move out. I would like you guys to roll me a stealth check as you see the door slides open. And he looks down both ways and he begins to move to the left.
14.
23.
Wait, no, those are off. Never mind.
So a 23 and a 14. I'm getting word that I am not live on the stream.
Oh. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Oh no.
Did you click? Yeah?
After your apologies is offline.
That's weird. Great.
Seems Liam's arm isn't the only thing that's broken around here.
I mean, if it's recording. Okay, it's recording live, but I guess it's not. If it's recording, as long as it's recording, I'm fine. I like if it. Yeah. Anyways, you guys did your stealth checks, and you guys begin to move through. As you move through this hallway, I need to check something. You go over, you see Azon moves over towards what looks like another door to a lift. And the door goes and slides open as you guys approach it. And in doing so, you see Azon, you see him pull out a spark rune, and then you see him activate it using his like hand motion. and you see the spark rune shoots out an electric frequency over towards. Well, I think Sai actually sees this. Sai, you see an electric frequency kind of radiate out of the spark rune directly at like up above inside this lift, as you notice that there is a camera that then short circuits. And you guys go inside, and the lift maneuvers and begins to move downward. As you guys continue to move downward, Azon is just kind of like standing there and focusing.
Menacingly.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm sending a message.
Sorry, I'm SpongeBob hosting, and I should be concentrating.
As you guys, the lift lowers, the door then slides open, and as it slides open, oh, that's my computer deciding to be loud. As it slides open, you see the hallway going down. I need to roll another check. You see Azon is checking the systems, and he looks over. He's like, you both have an extra stealth field ready, right?
Just the one.
Yes, I do.
Okay. As he looks over, he's like, you're gonna want to activate them now. And as he also activates his stealth field, I'd like you guys to roll me another stealth check with your second stealth fields prepared.
It's been a while. What am I adding to it?
It should be a D12, an added D12.
Plus... that would be a 32.
32 and a 27. 32 and a 27. You both disappear.
For some reason, it's also muffling sound.
As you guys begin to step through this hallway, you see turning a corner are 3 officers walking by. Would you guys like to listen to them as they walk by?
Yeah. Yes, I would.
As they're walking by, you guys like get up against the wall and let them walk by. You roll me a perception check. Actually, I'd like to see how much of the conversation you pick up as they are walking down this hall.
26.
Oh. I know Sai has good perception too. Oh, nope, Sai did not have a good perception.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a
Rob was
1.
12. I read their minds.
Arak, you hear as they walk down the hallway, and they say, "It's like, who do you think the infiltrator is?" It's like, you think it might be from the core command area, off in the distance? It's possible. Sai, you begin to catch up on the conversation at this point, and they continue to talk. It's like, well, if it's a part of the core command, base, then that means that maybe they're gonna start something, right? You think? Anytime soon? Well, once the Legionnaires get here, then I think that then things might go better for us. But until then, we're gonna need to wait. Yeah. So once the Legionnaires get here, like, what do you know what the plan is? I think I heard that the general wants us to go in to, rescue the champion. At least the rumors, if the rumors are true. This is not gonna be good. And you see they get up to the actual doors of the lift. This lift slides open and then closes. And you hear Azon say, if the rumors are true and Core Command has the champion, then we need to do this quick. Because as soon as they start their operation, that means that the base is going to be, well, the Core Command base isn't the Core Command base isn't going to have as much forces there, which means that we can go back and see what we can do about finding the champion. I don't know if I trust Counter Command either, so I want us to be the first ones there. If there's a war, then if there's a battle outside, that means that Counter Command and Core Command will be mainly focusing on that. So let's continue, and then you guys continue moving over towards the control room. The door is closed currently. As it's closed, you see Azon look over. Well, he realizes that Liam was technically the technical officer of this infiltration mission. So he's just like, he looks over at Yusai. He's like, you can't, break into something like this, can you?
Possibly. I'll give it a go.
All right, go ahead and roll me a coding. Believe you have coding, yes?
Yes. Would this allow me to use my hacking codex?
Yes, this would allow you to use your hacking. This is exactly what you're doing.
You finally dust it off after all these years.
All right. As you go in, you see it kind of starts a timer like before.
We got a timer. We can get in and get out, but it's gonna alarm.
All right. And you see he, as you were doing that, he was scanning. He's like, all right, let me go in first. And he looks over at you. He's like, open the door in 3, 2, 1. The door slides open. As the door slides open, you see him go inside, and you notice that there are 2 officers inside of here, operatives. They turn around and they look over at the door that just slid open, and then all of a sudden you see them both fall to the ground as Azon's stealth field times out, and then goes up to the computer systems, and he begins to work on them.
He's so cool.
Anything you guys want to do while you're inside this control room, which I didn't put on the thing.
I would like to snoop around.
All right, snooping around. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
A little better. Not great, but a little better.
Perception check. Okay, you start to snoop around. Arak, if you'd like to snoop around too, you feel free.
Actually, Rock is going to keep an eye on the outside in case someone's
coming
down the hall.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a perception check for that too.
Okay.
Arak is keeping an eye out. Arak is keeping an eye out. Sai, as you're looking through this, you're just seeing a lot of computer systems. You actually see surveillance monitors on multiple screens. One of them is it looks like one of them is staticky, and is from a lift. And then you notice that it actually begins to turn on as you see like someone who's doing maintenance on it, and they're actually like working on the lift itself, which is like right down the hall. And then you also notice that the 3 guards that were walking out are actually walking out into the open area where you notice on the roof of the fortress, they have Liam actually put onto a gurney and put into a pod, and then the pod flies up, and you notice like the cameras are showing him the pod actually flies over to a hangar and then lands inside the hangar. And as it lands inside the hangar, you notice the cameras inside the hangar are actually all kind of pointed in different directions. You do notice that there is a ship there that when you look at the ship, you see coming out of the ship is what looks like an armored individual. And as this armored individual comes out, you also notice a figure that steps out in front of a plethora of counter command officers. Sorry, counter command, core command, core command officers. I mean, jeez, what is going on with me? I'm like, counter command officers. They're all there, and as they're all there, you see this familiar figure that steps out, and from that, we're gonna turn over to a familiar face, a familiar voice, a familiar mustache.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it was a mustached friend.
Marmaduke 9.
Is there someone behind me
There's
with a mustache?
There's Marmaduke.
Lots of twist.
Marmaduke 9. As you are stepping out, you see Alvora stepping out with her armor on, fully donned. Her helmet is on. And you step out to see all of the counter command officers there, along with a commander stepping forward. And the commander steps up and looks at you. Where's the plasmatic knight of this pod?
He's around.
You remember that he is currently unconscious because of certain things that happened.
For reasons.
He is currently unavailable, but we are here to speak to you about an alliance. Right. An alliance. We have our head squadron coming here currently. They're a little delayed due to some unforeseen circumstances, but we can take you into some mission quarters for the time being, if you would follow us.
Lead on.
They begin to walk out. Sai, you watch as Marmaduke and this armored individual that has a feminine physique to them walks with this large battalion of counter command officers out. Do you say anything? Do you do anything while you're watching this?
We may have another escape avenue open up. It really depends on, if it's another mind control situation.
All right.
Can't rule that out.
And I'd send a message to Arak saying, keep an eye out for a marm-like figure.
Mm.
A mom-like entity.
Marmaduke, as you are walking down these halls, and you are seeing officers walking past, but also like keeping an eye on you, and they're all surrounding you and Alvora currently. You go over to a lift. The lift door slides open, and then it begins to take you upward. And as it takes you up, it opens back up, and it goes down another long hallway until they turn and make a right, and they enter into a door that takes you into what looks like a rounded chamber with a console in the center, where they would probably do meetings, mission briefings, and all that stuff. And you get set up in here, you and Alvora, as you see two counter command officers get posted next to the door, and then the door slides closed as the commander looks at you and says, "You'll be staying here for the time being until we figure out what's going on. We have a few situations happening all at once. I'm sure you can understand."
I suppose I can understand. Is this console connected?
The console is not connected right now, so we won't be using this. This is just more for you waiting on us. All right?
Fine. Go do what you need to do. We'll be here.
And he walks out. Door slides open, slides closed. Meanwhile,
I'm nervous.
sorry.
While we've been walking,
yeah, go
how
ahead.
nervous has everyone been looking? Like the counter command officers and how well armed are they?
You don't have analyze, right? They are well armed.
No.
Also, they're all wearing. Most of them are wearing helmets, except for the commander, so you could see his face. And he's pretty stoic. So.
All right.
It would be hard.
How concerned are the helmets?
Yeah, how concerned are the helmets? Good question. But yeah, it seems like it's hard to tell whether or not, like, you can tell that there's stuff going on, but he's not really open to explaining things at this very moment. But meanwhile, Alvora and the others. Alvora, sorry, not Alvora. Why am I am so, I woke up at 5 a.m. today. I was like, shh, quiet here.
Brain has been frazzled.
I know. Now I feel like Psy. Okay.
Your brain's rolled a 1.
Psy.
Yes.
As you are inside here, Arak, you are looking outside. You hear Azon say, "All right, everything is completed." And as he completes it, it's like, "All right, let us get over to the lift, and as soon as we get back up to where we were at, to the roof. Then we're gonna send out we'll send out the call. All right?
Right.
And he's like, but since we don't have any more stealth fields, we need to be very careful. You said something about an alternate route out, Sai?
I was keeping an eye where they were taking Liam. And there's a familiar face who I believe is doing their own set of operations in here.
Familiar face?
And while a familiar face, it's a very iconic mustache. It's hard to, if you ever see another mustache, it's very clear the differences between the quality.
Okay.
Even in grainy footage.
Okay, well,
I remember a guy with a mustache once.
It hasn't been that long.
Azon looks over at Araka's like, okay, whatever this mustachioed figure is, you can trust them?
We can trust them, but we don't know if they're in their own set of sticky situation right now.
I see. And as he's like, okay, well, if that is the case, let's just move over to that lift and return back to the roof.
How monitored are their transmission airways here?
Are you asking that to Azon, or are you asking that to me,
Yep.
your lore master?
I mean, directed to Azon, but the lore master wants to chime in.
Directed to Azon. Let me see if Azon even knows. Their comm systems are pretty secure, so if we are to try to get into them, then they'll probably know that there's more of us in here.
Would they ping a message going through, not their system, but in their area? It's more what I'm asking. I have this mustache figure's contact information. It's more of I don't want to throw them under the bus if they're in their own situation.
I mean, you want it secure? Because we can go into this control room and figure something out if you want to contact them. It'd probably be the best way to do that. Here.
Yes.
Keep an eye out. If there's monitors over there for the situation. If it looks like we need a dip, then we need a dip. And I'd like to send a secure message to maybe. I mean,
To Marmaduke?
Marm's comm was inaccessible when we were trying to search for him, right? So
It was, but that was that was
it was a while ago.
a few marks ago.
I'll try his comm. If his comm doesn't work,
Okay, first
then I'll shoot a shot at Avora where that's like non-zero chance. That's the feminine figure, but it's also like, maybe not.
Roll me a computer's check.
Plot twists. The armored figure was Savora leveled up and we didn't know.
Computers 22. As you go over and you go to connect this codex to a secure line within the system, so that it doesn't cause any issues amongst the operatives within the network.
I don't mind if it gets caught later. I'm not going to say anything particularly incriminating on it.
What are you going to send out?
I'm gonna send up. I mean, Marm! Explanation mark. Did I see you passing in the hallway while we're sneaking through?
Marmaduke, as you're sitting, or as you're inside here, inside this chamber, you're kind of with Alvora, and Alvora looks at you and is like, "This is not exactly what I expected we'd be doing. But I guess we have to figure things out while Kyver is resting."
I think we should. I don't think I've told you today how incredibly fetching that armor is. I mean, so... It's just... it does things to me. It's perfectly form-fitting.
We're in a
I feel
situation
like
here,
we-
Marmaduke. Let's keep focused, shall we?
It's very difficult to focus when you're in that armor, but I'll do my best.
Maybe tonight we can do something a little different.
Now, that is a plan.
You get a message, Marmaduke.
Interesting. I pull out my codex.
You pull out your codex and you see a message from Sai. Marm, did I just see you walking down the hallway where we're at, where we're infiltrated into?
They're here. They're right here. Wait. They're right here?
Roll me a perception check, please.
Oh, hang on. Okay, I'll do this.
Yeah, you haven't
My
been on
character's
map
not
tool in a
updated.
while, huh?
It is a 28.
You look over and you notice that there is a camera in the corner of the room, and as you look up at it, Sai, you look over at one of the cameras and you see Marmaduke stare up at the camera as he has his codex out.
I send another message and it's just like a wave.
You see a wave emoji pop up on your...
It is them.
A wave like hello or a literal.
Liam, quiet!
water
You're
wave.
unconscious.
I'm dreaming about waves.
It is them.
It's a-
They are here. I send back. I wave at the camera and send back. Where are ye? Where are you?
What do you send?
And yes, it's me.
Yes, it's me.
I send back. Liam's unconscious, and I'm pretty sure he was taken towards your guys's in the direction of where you guys landed. We are currently in office. What office number would the schematic say we're in?
You guys are on level 6 of the fortress, and you're in office 628.
We're on level 6.
Level 6, 628. Alvora, do you know what level we're on now?
Level?
We went up.
We did
Do
go
I know
up.
what level they're on?
From when you look at it, I need you to roll me a navigation check as you navigate this map.
I think Marmaduke's level 7.
Easy navigation check with a 15. Look at that. You notice that you So they would probably be on, because they were at the hangar, and then you saw them move up from the hangar, which is on level 1. You saw them move up. And as they moved up, you believe they're probably on level 10 currently. You don't.
Would I be able to send a picture of the schematics and like little red dot? You are here.
You could definitely send the schematics of the fortress to him. And
I'll do that.
Azon looks at you and is like, "Are you almost done talking to him, or can we go?"
Gonna send Marm last minute. Pretty sure we're gonna be heading towards the roof. If you guys
Wait, quiet.
Oh.
Azon looks around. I feel familiar energy.
Does a rock feel familiar energy?
You do not.
Does I feel energy?
Go ahead and roll me an energy check.
Does Marmaduke 9 feel energy?
Energy is like the one that I haven't updated on my macros.
Oh no.
That I keep on forgetting.
You gotta do that.
I gotta do that.
When you do
Okay, it's a +5.
exercise, you need energy.
So that is a 19. 19! Hell yeah!
19.
Yeah.
It's an automatic crit.
You do feel a familiar energy, Sai. It feels like Kyver. And Azon looks around and is like, there's a plasmatic knight here. I know them.
Oh, I know them as well.
A Kyver?
That sounds about right.
You know Kyver Tremere?
Yeah.
He tilts his head to the side for a second. Who is he to you?
He's been training me in a few things here and there.
He's your master?
Yep.
This changes things. And you see him look down. Your allies. See if they can't find Liam. Or they can find Liam for us.
Sounds like a plan. So I'm gonna send them.
But
Send Marm a message where I last saw.
let him know that we're not going to be able to.
Liam.
We're not going to be able to contact, since we're not going to be connected to the control center here, because we need to go.
Yep.
We
Gotta
need
go.
this- we need
Contact's
to-
gonna be iffy. Liam's here. We're gonna be. And look over.
We're going to be heading up to the roof to get back down towards my pod. You know, the one that's up there still. But if
We'll be on the roof for a bit, but we have an escape. We have a pod to escape on.
Mm-hmm.
the thing is
Going to
that
have a cool exit.
we need this battle to work out in order for us to truly, you know, get the distraction that we need in order to pull off a rescue mission. Is that understood?
Understood.
Good. Just want to make
Send
sure.
Marm that there's probably gonna be a fight incoming here relatively soon.
Mm-hmm.
So expect chaos in the near future if you're sticking around in this area.
All right. So I got the schematics from Sai,
You got schematics.
and I've got that message from Sai.
Yes.
And do I have a location for Liam?
You
Is
got
she-
the
is she sending
last
after
play.
Liam?
The last place she saw Liam was inside the same hangar bay that Kyver's pod is at.
Right. Okay, I'm going to send back. Understood. Sai, if you are not alone, if you're with people that are not Squad 119, be very, very careful. Particularly if they're with Core Command. Be very careful who you trust.
And then I sent back, a quick, there's definitely a spy amongst Core Command. I got a rock as backup, so it should be okay.
It's definitely a spy.
Everything is a spy.
I send back. It's a little bit worse than that. But I'll explain once I see you.
You get a smiley face back.
Okay. With that being said,
Wait, hang on.
Uh-huh.
Last one I sent. I've missed you guys.
Missed you too. Rock would be saying hi if we had the moment to chat. We gotta go.
you guys go to head out, exiting out of the control room, and I need you guys to roll me stealth checks now.
Da-da-da-da.
Could I roll?
Liam,
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything, but he can.
Liam, do you
Liam is not snoring.
you seem to really want to be a part of the session? Do you really want to be a part of the session? Because I'll allow it.
No.
I'm giving
or
you your
just
rest.
Yeah, no, just want to remind people I'm here.
I'm here.
Oh, wow.
I'm here, being very productive, helping people out a lot.
Failure check 1. A
Oh,
rock.
man, that was a
A rock. Even without the stealth field, you're the biggest character, but you're stealthiest. All right. You guys begin into.
You saw nothing.
A rock's just sly, like you saw nothing. And he's just. And as you guys begin to move over towards the door to the lift door slides open, and you see Azon pull out the same rune and do the same exact thing from before. This time the rune disperses out. And it looks like the... Sorry, someone messaged me. Someone from this group messaged me, so I have to like respond to them.
Got a message from Core Command, which is rather meta considering.
As you get into the actual lift, and Azon does the same thing, like causes the camera to go out again, and makes the lift go back to the level that you guys were previously at. As soon as the lift gets up to that level, he begins to scan. And he says, "Crap, there's 4 of them out there. As soon as the door opens, we're going right away, okay?
Yes.
I will take them out as best as I can, but you guys just sprint. Understood?"
Understood.
All right. And as the lift stops, you see him pull out 2 spark runes And then he says, now. And the door slides open. And then you see the counter command officers are walking towards the lift. And as they walk towards the lift, within a split second, they look over and then they pull out their weapons and they're like, infiltrators! And as they pull out their weapons, Azon moves out and then shoots out with a crit. With a crit. These bolts of electricity shoots out towards them, and all four of them all get ready to fire. And as they're about to fire, you see them all shock up. Anything you guys want to do? You guys running and just listening to what Azon said, or are you going to do something to these guys too?
Are they? Do they look well and covered?
They look like they're being paralyzed right now.
Well, if they're paralyzed, we're good. I'll go.
All right. As you begin to run and sprint that way, you see Azon rush up to them as they're shocked and paralyzed for the moment. Azon rushes up to them, wraps his arms around them, and then does like as he wraps his arms around them, he spins around and like literally roundhouse kicks both of the ones in the back in the head, knocking them out, and then basically spinning around to where he like kind of snaps the necks. Oh my gosh, there's a Cooper barking. Cooper!
Good puppy. Good puppy.
And that is what happens when... Oh my gosh. Yeah, that breaks the immersion. But yeah, Azon basically wraps around these guys' necks and snaps their necks, making them fall unconscious.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Making them fall unconscious.
Our true hero.
As they fall, he looks over. He's like, "Keep going!" And you guys begin to rush out. And as you guys rush out, you see the doors slide open to the outside of the fortress, and then Azon goes to contact them. As he contacts them, sorry, there's someone knocking on the door, so now the dog is basically barking. and you know, we're in the middle of the freaking stream, so I can't really do much. All right, well, I am going to... Oh my gosh, that dog. And there's no one else in the house. This is stupid. But as he goes to contact them, Marmaduke, as you're inside the control room, or not the control room, you're inside the chamber with Alvora. What are you doing?
Well, I am... Service disconnected, why? Oh.
No.
I am thinking
All
to
these things
myself... Everything happens at the same time.
I know.
I'm thinking to myself, what a good boy, what a good watchful boy for intruders. I'm also concerned for Squad 119. Also, I'm thinking, well, I'm going to tell Alvora. They just mentioned there was about to be a scrap here. And it could be quite a chaotic scrap.
A chaotic scrap?
Yes, we may need a way out of this room. I don't think we're good. I think we're supposed to be held here until Kyver says otherwise.
How loud are you saying this? Are you saying this quietly? Or are you...
It would be pretty... I mean, I'd be saying it to her in a reasonably quiet way.
Roll me a stealth check. because I did say that there are 2 counter command officers posted. Oh, you disconnected.
I would love to, but the server is disconnected.
Go ahead and
again.
roll your own dice if you have dice. It's fine. I trust you.
Hold on. Let me. I'm not within range of my
Oh.
own dice, so I'm going to roll them on my. I'm going to roll them on my phone. I've got it.
Press the magic Chronami button.
It has. So it's an 8 on my phone dice with a stealth of 70. Oh, good grief. That's 25. 25? Yes.
25. Okay. You see one counter command officer over to the side is like leaning in to try to hear what you're saying. Like he probably caught a glimpse of what you said, but he's not sure.
I turn to him.
And he's like,
Are we going to be kept here for very long?
it shouldn't be very long. I mean, we're just waiting on a specific squadron to come here, but he looks up and he's like, oh shit. And you see the two officers look at each other, and then they rush out the door as the door slides open, and you see officers marching down the hallway.
And that would be the chaotic mess that's about to happen, I think. Well, Alvora, shall we?
As
Do you want to stay here, or should we do something about it?
Alvora looks over, is like, should we go and find Liam?
I think we'd better go find Liam.
Okay. And then you guys begin to rush out as you see the counter command officers are rushing down the hallway. Go ahead and roll me stealth checks. Oh, I mean, you roll me a
Like the
stealth
end
check.
of
I'll
Resident Evil
roll
1.
for Alvora.
It's a little worse. That's 22.
All right. As
Can I do something to help it?
Can you do something to help it? The
The
question is, how hard is this difficulty? It's not that hard. You're fine. You're fine.
Ooh.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
That's the question.
Don't stress your. They're more distracted by the alarm sounds going off than you. But as you guys begin to rush out and head over to one of the lifts, you go over to the lift. The door slides open, and then you enter inside, and the alarm is still going off. As the alarm goes off, you do feel a bit of a rumble underneath the ground, shaking the ground, actually.
And suddenly, from the top of your screen, you see red numbers counting down. 5 minutes, seconds. Self-destruct sequence has been activated.
Hold on. What kind of rumble?
It feels like the ground shakes underneath you. It doesn't last for very long. And Alvora looks over, is like, oh, crap. And suddenly, a message. Alvora gets the message on her codex, and she pulls it out. And as you guys are kind of like sneaking around, she pulls it out and stops around the corner. And she says, "Martin, wait! It looks like Kyver's awake."
Oh, thank goodness for that.
All right. He's asking where
Did
we're at.
the alarm wake him up? I think the alarm could wake most people up.
Well, yeah, I probably would. This is probably what's happening. But do you have the navigation chart of where we're at, right? He's asking where we're at.
I've got it. Where are we at?
And you see that you are currently on level 10. And you're about to get to
we're on level 10.
You're about to get to the lift to go down to level 1, which is the hangar bay where Kyver is at. But You don't know what's going on at the hangar bay right now.
Hmm. Tell him we're on our way to the hangar and ask him if he's in a spot of bother.
She sends that message, and as she sends that message, the holographic image appears on her codex of Kyver, and it looks like he sends a message. He's like, hey, there's something going on. All the counter command officers are getting set up in their pods and getting deployed right now. If you can make it to me, that'd be great. I feel a presence here that is familiar. I think there's a rune forger here.
Well, Sai is here. You may be able to sense Sai.
No, this is a different presence. I know it.
Right. Good or bad?
It's an ally. But I'm not too sure what he's doing here, and I know that this place is technically if he's here, then there's something going on. And if
Either he might not be an ally.
no,
You know what's going on.
I understand, but he's helped me in the past.
What's he done for you lately?
I haven't seen him lately. But
Then we have a problem.
all right, well, just come down as soon as you can.
All right.
And you see the holograph times out, and you guys get into the lift. As you get
Come
into
on,
the
darling. Level 1.
as you get into the lift and begin to head down to level 1, with Arak and Sai and Azon rushing out, you see that all of the counter command officers up here are no longer here. You do see that the lights are in the sky, and you see pods flying from the distance, and you see pods lifting out of the fortress itself and beginning to fly out, getting ready for an aerial battle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Not now, Mama Juke.
as you
not
guys
now.
are, Marmaduke, you can't see these things, so you're
You can feel it.
Marmaduke can just feel it in his body right now. As you guys are rushing over to the area in which the actual the ledge you guys had climbed up, you reach there, and you see Azon pulls out that cosmic rune again, and then he begins to activate it from like before, and then you guys get enveloped by the energy and begin to gravitate downward, levitating downward.
I was gonna say, because
I would like you-
gravitation already works that way.
Yeah, that's true. But it's just slower, slower and steadier. But actually, I need you to go both to roll me acrobatics checks. Wee! Sai is spinning around, and Arak is just, holding steady. He's just like
Superhero landing.
as you guys get down, you hear that the alarms are getting quieter and quieter as you lower, but you notice that the ships are being deployed, and you see the ships in the distance. You see lights come from them in a large array that goes straight down from them, and it looks like missiles begin to fire off. And as they fire off, you feel you guys don't feel this, but you notice it as the ground beneath you shakes from the distance, and it looks like they're creating a forest fire on this world.
Ooh.
And as there is a fire that is being enveloped by in the distance, the radiation is starting to heat up, and you can see the smoke cloud beginning to plume up and actually start to cloud over the entire armada that is on its way over, so that they are hidden in the clouds, in the dust, in the ash. And as you guys lower down to the ledge, you get to the pod. And
Oh, look, you're in the sky, Ashes.
Hey.
As you get down to the pod, Azon rushes in, gets inside, and you guys go get inside. And Azon just begins to power everything on, and he looks back. He's like, "Buckle up!" And as he does so, he goes to pilot the pod, and the pod kind of whiplashes you guys around. I need you both to roll me. I would say
Endurance?
no acrobatics.
I'm getting slammed.
Oh, Sai slips out of the way. Now I need Sai to roll me an endurance check. All right, Sai, you right as he says buckle up, you get whiplashed over, and you get hit, and your frame takes 16 points to your stamina.
I'm passed out.
You get knocked out. And Arak, you see this happen as you kind of tip over from the whiplash of this pod, but you're able to hold yourself together, and as you hold yourself together, you see Sai just smacks her head, and her frame completely shuts off. And the pod now just is flying. As it's flying, Arak, I'd like you to roll me a discipline check.
There it is.
There's got to be one at least every session.
26. There's a crit.
26, hey. See how good this one is. Arak, as you see that you're flying upward, and literally like it's starting to go upward. Are you helping out Sai, or are you?
Yes. It's the whole thing of when you put your mask on, you then put the mask on the other person.
Okay, so you're
It's
gonna
the seatbelts.
so you're gonna go over to where Sai is, get strapped in first, and then help Sai out.
Yeah. I mean, assuming she's within range.
The pod is starting to move upward, so she is beginning to her body is beginning to slide down, so she's not strapped in.
Yeah, Arak will want to help her.
Okay, so you go over to help her. As you do so, I would like you to now roll me an endurance check.
Okay. Average 24. So 25.
As you as you go over and you go and grab onto her, you're able to hang on and bring her up to where the harnesses are, and you begin to get strapped in, holding onto her at the same time. As you're getting strapped in, you see on the other side of you is what looks like a darkness that is beginning to form, and you hear Azon say, "What is that feeling? I feel something." And as you see this darkness beginning to form in front of you, Arak, you feel a presence beginning to make itself known, and you sense this guttural laughter. And you feel your heart, your heart, the time in which that entity came to you and touched onto your chest and did something to you. You feel it beginning to strain, and I need you to roll me an athletics check.
Athletics. Actually, double clicked for some reason. Average of 23. That was an 18. Ugh.
You are holding on to Sai, but you feel your strength beginning to leave you, but you're holding on for your life, and you can feel this straining coming onto you, and it's beginning to hurt. It's beginning to weaken you, and you see Azon flip something on, and then you hear autopilot activated as you see Azon comes back and looks over towards exactly where you notice the dark entity beginning to form, almost as if he can see it too. And as he looks over, he comes over to you, and you see him pull out a source rune and then put it on your chest. And as he puts it on your chest,
Rock becomes super retcon.
you regain, that is 35 points of energy.
When you do exercise, you need energy. How many points again?
35.
35. Recovering. Boom. Nice.
You suddenly
Very
feel it
powerful.
beginning to lift out, and then you see the entity forms, and as they form, you see they look at you, and as they look at you, they say, "You do realize that you aren't going to stop what is coming, right? You will never be able to stop it." And you hear Azon say, What is it saying to you? Listen to my voice, Arak. Do you hear it? What is it saying to you?
Says, I won't be able to stop it.
Not if I can't help it. Fight it off. Have you done your trial on Moriat yet? Do you recall seeing the Dawnheld entities yet? Have you made the climb of Moriat?
I'm fairly sure Arak has done the trial because that's the only way you can get off Moriat, but the climb.
The climb you have not done. You've done trials to be able to, like, you know, come of age kind of situation, go off and do your own things, but you haven't done the climb of Moriat yet.
Okay. I've not done the climb.
And you see him look at you, and he's like, I don't know if I could help you right now, but I will do what I can. And you see him focus and close his eyes. Call upon Evemore. Calm upon the dawn with me. And you see he begins to bow his head with you. Arak, what do you do?
He tries to call for Moriarty and the dawn.
What do you say? How do you reach out?
Oh, that's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the chances are. Can I roll for it?
Sure. Well, what do you actually roll me a religion check.
Religion?
We don't-
Oh
we-
boy.
We don't really get many of those, but this is where it comes in. Cuz now you're
Average of
focusing.
14.
12.
A 12.
All right. Let's check this out. You begin to focus as best as you can on Evemore, on Moriot, and just on the dawn. As you do so, and you feel the presence of the bridge next to you, radiating from Azon, you look at him. You see within him, it's almost like he is split in two. One side of him is radiating this light of energy, and it feels like he is connected to your birthplace. But then the other side of him is radiating this dark energy that flows directly from that dark entity. And you can feel like there is a connection there. And as he's holding on to you, you feel like the darkness that is coming out of that is coming from you is beginning to be siphoned out and go directly into him. And it looks like the darkness in him is beginning to take hold. What do you do?
A rock. Resists. It feels like inside there are two retcons, and I feel like what he's doing is kind of he's sacrificing himself to the dusk to save him.
So you want to stop Azon's sacrifice?
Yes.
You want to
He's
you
too
want
cool.
so you want to resist him helping you in this instance.
I mean,
Because right now he's trying to help you to where you won't experience this dark entity latching onto you.
okay. A rock asks, "What are you doing?"
And he's like, I am taking on your burden.
What happened to you?
That doesn't matter right now. You can't succumb to this darkness. It could kill you.
That means it'll kill you.
I can handle it. I can handle it. And you see him struggling. I need to roll him a discipline will check. He looks up at you, and you see his eyes beginning to darken up around his eyes. And he's just like, I can handle it. And you see him beginning to have tears in his eyes. What do you do, Orok? This is entertaining for me. I'm sorry.
Arok resists the siphoning.
Okay. Orok, you go to resist the siphoning. If you do so, I would like you to now roll me a discipline check.
May I do so with Discipline's Will?
Yes, the disciples will. You may.
I'll just click the button that displays what is in store. I'll spend the 7
stamina and adding an extra d12 to your roll.
Okay, so it's going to be the Discipline Will,
Yep.
and then roll Chronami,
Oh,
because
with a 25.
I don't
Oh!
know.
It's always doing that. Okay, so that's a 28 total.
That's at least 2
You-
more than I could have possibly gotten.
You feel the siphoning continuing, and then you grab onto his arm and you begin to pull it away. And as you pull it away, you see on his hands these strands of darkness that are connecting directly to you. And it looks like he looks at you. He's like, "What are you doing? Let me help you." And you see the darkness encroaching on him and beginning to take over more of him. And as this is happening, you take your hand and go to slice through the tendrils that are attaching to your chest, and you break them. And as you break them, you feel a burst of energy get siphoned out of you. It's not too bad. 13 points to your energy.
Okay.
And as this happens, you see he gets blasted back. You are still holding. Actually, roll me an athletics check.
Game. Athletics. Average 24. 28.
28. You are holding on to. You're still holding on to Sai's frame, and you're there at this point, but just like standing there as you see Azon get blasted back. And I need to roll for him. You see Azon get knocked out against the wall. You are holding on to Sai. Sai, I'd like you to roll me an endurance check.
Me? Okay.
Rolling checks while unconscious.
You are unconscious. Still.
Yes, yes.
Arok, what are you doing as you see that both now Sai and Azon are unconscious and the pod is in autopilot?
First, he secures Sai into the seat.
Okay.
I mean, to go through all that effort, it would be a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes to Azon to check on him.
You go to check on him, and he is currently unconscious, and then you feel a presence come over you. And you hear a voice say, "Even with your struggle, you still choose the light. When you can, come to Moriot, so that you may speak with our mother."
I will.
The presence kind of begins to pull this weight off of your shoulder as you feel the darkness beginning to fade a bit. You can still feel the aching in your chest, but it is not as present as it was. But you can feel a portion of that presence, the darkness surrounding Azon's eyes. He took on something, and you're not sure if that's changed him. You're not sure how it might change him. And then, as that happens, you hear a in the cockpit.
Arok turns to it and approaches the console.
You could approach the console and you see that there is someone who is calling the systems currently.
He tries to figure out how to answer the call.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a computers check.
Computers. Average 15.
And your average 15.
19.
Hey!
Right.
As you go to answer the call, you answer it. And as you answer it, I'm going to jump over to Marmaduke. Marmaduke, are you still there? Or are you getting tired? I'm sure you're getting really tired.
I'm still here.
Okay, just making sure. As you head back, as you head into level 1 to the hangar bay, you see that basically all the troops are basically getting deployed, and there's so much chaos in this place that it's hard to really it's easy to sneak around and to get to where you're going. You do notice that there is a medical pod inside here. That is actually 2 hangars down from where Kyver's pod is at.
Medical pod. Sai did mention that Liam was unconscious. He could be in there.
Aurora's like, do you want to go and fetch Liam while I go to Kyver?
Yes, let's do that.
All right. Keep your comm open, okay?
Will do.
As she goes and begins to sneak over, I'd like you to roll me another stealth check.
Ooh.
You hear the ships all go, 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 go!
That is a flat 20.
Flat 20. You see a commander look over towards you, And then he just looks over towards you. He's like, "Hey, you said you wanted to help, right? Can you fly a pod?
Can I what, sorry?
Can you fly a pod?"
Will check.
Discipline will check.
To resist, to deny.
Let's do a discipline will check.
True calling.
I will do the discipline will check.
All right. Let's see it.
I think I'm going to need disciples will for it, I think.
Stay on task.
Yes, to stay on task. With disciples will, it's a 31.
Oh, easy. Yeah, you stay on task, but you're just like, crap. No, I have to go do this.
No, I can't. I'm unable to fly.
All right. And then you see him. It's like, just go back to your pod. Stay inside there. We have troopers watching over you. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And as you see him continuing to command, you're able to go over to Liam's, the medical pod that you assume Liam is in. As you go up to it, you see two officers are still stationed there, and they're just like watching everything happen. And then, you got a 20, right? That was your 20 on your stealth.
Yes.
They are too distracted to notice that you walk in.
Nice.
You go inside the pod. You kind of sneak around and then hop over it behind them, and then go inside, and you see that you are now inside this medical pod. And as you walk inside, you see some medical officers, who are currently tending to a individual who is on a bed, a medic station, and it looks like Liam unconscious with a broken arm.
Oh dear.
And you see them working, and they're very, very focused on reassembling the arm itself.
How bad is the break?
It's a clean snap. It's not too bad.
And they are busy doing what they do. They haven't noticed me.
They have not noticed you.
How many of them?
There are currently 4 of them inside here.
Need to distract them somehow. Or... Distract them or lie to them? That's the choice. I'm going to... Alright. I'm going to just walk straight up to them.
Okay, you walk straight up to them. You walk straight up to them.
Medical attention. Medical attention is needed in the courtyard. In the hangar bay.
Roll me a deception check.
Okay. It is a 16.
one of them looks up and looks back. That all the rest of them, like, two of them are focused, but then the other one looks over, and then you hear is like, medical attention is needed. Okay, and then you see he points over towards the other one that looked up. It's like, go out there and help them. We'll handle it here. And then you see he's like, oh, yes, sir. And then you see the operative rushes around and begins to rush out, and he looks over at you. He's like,
it's bad. It's really bad. It really requires all four of you.
All right, well, and he looks over towards the other two, and the other two look up, and they're just like, and then he's like,
I'm a medic. I can look after him. Don't worry.
You see the guy looks at you, and he's like, wait, you're not a part of Counter Command. Who are you?
I just arrived for talks with you, but apparently you're under attack.
Yeah, we got that, but usually they would condescend an actual officer. Okay, well, if you can just help me out with fixing his arm. The other two, you go out. I'll be fine here. And they're like, are you sure? Are you sure, Commander? It's like, yes. Go out and help them out if they really need help, because we are under attack. And you see, of course. And then they begin to rush out. So now you're with this commanding operative, medical operative. And he's like, all right, come and help me out.
All right.
Marmaduke
I'm gonna
9.
go.
Remember,
Okay, so
remember session 1 when you were like, I'm a doctor.
I do. I have a question.
Yes.
When set to stun, how loud is a tech revolver? Just I'm asking for a mate.
It's not super.
Don't do it. I don't recommend those types of attacks. They don't work out well.
It's not super loud.
Just pretend you're giving them their shots.
But you see him continuing to work on him. He's like, is this guy a friend of yours? Because he was infiltrating into our base. And I have a feeling that he was a part of this whole incursion. So I don't know what's going on.
Friend? Good grief, no. Of course he's not a friend. Look at him.
Well then why did they send you in here instead of another operative?
Because I was dragooned by the commander out there to come and help. And I can't fly, so I had to come and help in this way as a medic.
All right. Well, if that is the case, then help me out. Hand me the sutures.
All right. I'm going to hand him the sutures.
Roll me a medicine check.
All right. I'm going to hand him the sutures and check around for any sort of off-button hypo spray anesthetic.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
A medicine check? That's not bad, you know. I've not used my medicine in a little while. What is that tied to?
Intellect.
Oh, okay, that's very good. So that's a 10 on the dice and a 2 and a 12. That's a 24.
24. You find the sutures easy. You hand them over, and then you're looking for the other thing, and you find it as well. It isn't. It isn't inside a shot or like a needle. Like it. So you have to pour it in and get it all situated.
All right, so I'm gonna palm that and hand him. I'm gonna hand him the sutures.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around
when you do this, I would like you to roll me a stealth check.
All right. 24 again.
24 again. All right.
I can add something to it if
You can?
I can.
What can you add?
I can add quick reflexes.
Oh, I would definitely add that.
That ups it to a 34.
Okay, perfect. That's much better because he rolled a crit on his roll. So, yeah, you're very quick to just palm it into your hand, cup it down, and then you go and look around, and you're able to grab something to administer it into a needle, and then Oscar over there crumpling up all the paper.
I'm just crumpling up
I'm
this
just
paper.
crumpling up paper.
Crumpling up this paper to cover my looking for an needle. It's fine.
Yeah, he's focused, but you can tell that he is also keeping an eye on you. But you're pretty quick. You have quick reflexes.
I do.
So as you're doing this, we're gonna move over. The door to Kyra's pod slides open. Walking inside is Alvora. She walks inside and looks over to see the hallway leading over to the cockpit, and popping his head out from the co-pilot's chair, Alvora smiles and is like, "How's everything going?" And you hear, well, you all hear. No, you don't all hear. This is just for your amusement, for your smiles. There is a little cabot that pops up and says, "Hello, Alvora. Kyver is feeling better. We're about to contact Master Forger Azon." And Alvora looks over, is like, a Master Forger? Is this the rune forger that Kyver was talking about? And Kyver turns over and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna contact them now and see exactly what's going on, because he could be a good help, and he might actually know what's going on." And you see he goes and clicks on a button, and it begins to, and then it is answered. As it is answered, they look over and they see, instead of seeing Master Azon there, Kyver and Alvora say, "Arak? Arak? Where is it? Where is Azon?"
He's in the back.
Can we talk to him?
No. He was fighting Duskians. It's the thing we do.
Alvora steps up, is like, "Hi, Arak. It is
Hi, Alvora.
is everything all right though?" Like, and then you see Arak come onto the actual holographic image. It's like, "Oh, this is Arak scanning now. Wait, I can't scan him. He's through a holographic image. Maybe I should scan through the systems. Give me a second." And Kyver's just like, "Ugh. What is going on, Arak? Can you explain to us everything that's happening? Why is Azon here?"
Sorry. We were doing a mission.
And
We did it.
okay, you did the mission.
Sky is off right now, and so is Azon.
Where is
He
Liam?
tried to He got caught. As usual.
Alvora looks over, is like, "Oh yeah, Kyver, Marmaduke is over there grabbing Liam currently. I don't know exactly how well it's going, so I should probably go back. I just wanted to come here to check on you guys for the time being. So I'm gonna go head over there to see how he's doing. And Kyver looks over. He's like, we need to get out of here as soon as possible. It's like, all right, we're gonna go try to grab Liam, and then we'll follow along. And then Kyver turns around. And is like, okay, all right, Arak, can you send me your coordinates?
Rogue looks around the console, trying to figure out how to send coordinates.
I would like Arak to make another computers check, please. Hey, that's
17 this
that.
time.
Okay, you know, I mean, it's not exactly as bad as I would assume Arak would do. Arak, you look over, and as you look over, you notice the navigation console, and you see a button that says next to it, send inside your own native language, inside the Redicon language, and you see a coordinate list right there, and it continues to change, but because the pod is still moving. So it's changing as it's going, but you can press send on there. It's just you might need to stop the pod to like stay in one place.
Rock presses the send button
Okay.
loads of times to keep it updated.
Arak just starts spamming the send button. And Kyver's just like, Arak, you can stop doing that. And then
Stops doing that.
Arak stops it, and then Kyver says, Buddy, did you get it? And then Buddy says, Yes, I believe I got it. I have his location currently. Do you want to fly there now? We need to wait for Alvora and Marmaduke. And Liam. Okay. Liam's buddy, right?
Oh.
Yes, Liam is buddy. Okay. Affirmative. And, Marmaduke.
Yes.
As you are inside here, and you are able to find the thing and begin to administer it using your 34 of a stealth. Not.
Yeah, I stick him.
You go to stick him. He's on the other side of the table right now, so you have to walk around if you want to stick him, or you can try to lunge over Liam and stick him.
Oh no, I'll walk around.
Okay, you'll walk around. As you begin to walk around,
Oh, hang on, look at this. This is very strange. What's this on his arm?
I'd like you to roll me a deception check.
I think a flat 20.
As you go around, he's just like, huh? What do you mean? I've been looking at his arm this entire time. And then you get up to him.
And I stick him.
You stick him.
Yeah.
As you stick him, you see
Sorry.
him. And he looks over at you. He's like, you are not.
Sorry.
And
Sorry.
you see him reach under his belt and begin to pull out what
No.
looks like
No.
a photon pistol.
No. Stop. Stop.
What are you doing? What are you doing to say stop?
I'm just gonna disarm him.
Okay.
I imagine his grip is getting
Go
pretty
ahead
loose.
and roll me.
No.
Roll me a brawl check with advantage.
Oh, fucking brawl.
Uh-huh.
What is advantage? I can't remember what advantage.
Do you have
looks
talent? Do you have talent in brawl?
Like. Oh, good lord, no.
Okay, well then it's just a +1. It's just a +1. It's as if you have talent.
I've got to be honest with you. I don't even know what my brawl thing is.
I can try to look it up.
I made that same mistake.
I thought his arm was broken.
Roll. It says you got a 0, but I don't know how long.
Okay, so that's like strength
That
plus
strength plus 1.
0.
Strength plus 1 because you have
Yeah,
advantage.
Plus 1.
Strength is 6.
Okay, it's a 16 then. 9 plus 1 plus 6.
Nice. 16.
And his grip is loose. I mean, it's fine. It's fine, right?
As you go to grab at his arm to spin it around, he is actually able to maneuver backward, dodging out of the way, holding onto his neck, and you see him waving around, but he hasn't passed out yet. And you see him go to point at you. He has disadvantage on this to fire at you.
Oh, bloody hell.
He crit. The dice rolled around, spinning around, and then he crit. But you can roll a defensive form.
Well, I'm going to try and dodge it.
Yeah, of course. He got with that he got a total of 22. That's with the disadvantage.
I got a total of 23.
Okay, you're able
Without any-
to dodge out of the way of the blast that fires off, and as he's doing this kind of waving around, suddenly, out of nowhere, you see him go to fire off another shot. Right as he's about to fire off another shot, you see him, his head gets knocked down, and then he falls to the ground, and you see a stealth field timeout as Alvora stands there in her armor. Looks like
Perfect
you
timing,
needed some
darling.
help.
Well, he has a better constitution than I thought he would against his own anesthesia. Never mind. Shall we?
Is he all right to be transported like that? It looks like he was still under surgery.
Yes.
And she goes up.
It was a clean break. It's probably fine.
Yes, but it looks like they're trying to reattach the tendons right now.
Can we wrap it or take him out on this bed?
Wait, he's Chron, right?
Yes.
I mean, couldn't he just get an enhancement from it?
He could.
Okay, let's just take him with the bed. And you see she goes behind it and goes to grab onto it and roll it out. But you do recall that there are 2 operatives outside.
There are people outside, Alvora.
Yes, I saw
2
them.
of them.
I saw them. What do you think you should do? Should we pilot this pod actually? I can.
Oh, that's perfect.
I can tell Kyver to send us the coordinates where we're gonna meet with Arak.
Oh, that's perfect. That's even better. I get to fly something.
I figured you'd like that.
Yes, let's do that.
You go over to the cockpit. I'd like you to roll me a piloting check, Marmaduke 9.
Oh.
Would you like to add
piloting
your
check.
superior flight to that?
I would. I would indeed.
All right.
Well, I mean, it's a crit anyway.
Oh.
So that's
Well,
a
it's
32.
32. Yeah. All right. As you turn on all the systems, it feels nice to turn on systems onto any kind of pod, to be honest. But as you do so, you see the ship begins to power up. You suddenly hear, "Huh? What's going on? And you see that you can close up the pod doors if you'd like.
Yes,
You
I would love to.
You close them up. As they begin to close up, you see Alvora rush over as the two officers try to climb inside, and she goes and kicks them both out of the area, and then the doors shut, and you begin to lift off. As you lift off, you begin to fly out. As you're flying out with your piloting check, because it's just so good, you fly up and beginning to maneuver around all the other pods that are flying out. Alvora sends a message to Kyver, and Kyver begins to fly up, going to the location where Arak and everyone else is at. And as you guys fly up into the upper atmosphere and finally reach the other pods, Sai, I'd like you to roll me another endurance check. Jeez, you just keep getting 10s, huh? But it's okay. You wake up with 1 stamina. You feel exhausted. 1 stamina. Arak, you see that Sai is starting to wake up.
Oh.
What are you guys doing? Sai? Is Sai even awake herself?
Arak.
Arak.
It's not going to be a romantic moment. That'll be weird. Arak walks up, noticing her reactivating, and says, "Are you okay?"
Been better, but I'm not stabbed, so could be worse.
You headbang too hard.
Metal music. Too infectious.
Just that's because you're metal.
Exactly, Arak. Exactly. I am very metal.
Arak, you hear a call on the systems again. Do you
He glances over Azon for a moment, then turns towards the call.
okay? Azon is still unconscious.
As long as he didn't just fade away or something.
He's no guardian. But you're gonna answer the call?
Yes.
You go over and
Answer the call.
answer the call, and you see popping up is Kyver. Hey, we are approaching your location in about 30 seconds. Also, Alvora and Marmaduke were able to actually just take the medical pod in which Liam was inside and is also meeting us here.
Arak gasps. Marmaduke's alive.
Yes, we were able to actually get Marmaduke.
Arak smiles.
I didn't know if you got. Didn't you get that information from Sai when we were talking with her?
I missed him so much.
Is Azon awake yet?
Arak smile dissipates. No, he's still there.
What about Sai? And you see,
I do a long, loud groan.
She is around.
Sai. I'm glad you're alright.
Good to hear from you as well.
You see his pod begins to hover right by your guys's, and then you see another pod coming up in the rear. Looks like this is an interesting reunion, huh?
3 ships. Marm's gotta be happy about that.
As you guys approach Marmaduke, you see that a hailing frequency is open.
I'll connect to it.
You connect to it, and Marmaduke's holograph appears in front of you, Sai, and Arak.
Marm,
Ha
you live.
There you are.
You were missed.
I'm glad we can have this reunion. But it
Can we
seems
have it in person rather than over hologram?
Except for Liam's kind of still out the picture, is he?
Since you've been good.
Oh, Liam's in the back. It's all right.
you suddenly
I
see
mean-
in the holograph, Alvura appears, and she is wearing this really state-of-the-art armor.
Translation.
Hot.
And as
Alvora,
she comes up, it's like,
It means it's artistic.
it is an artistic, it is, it's very artistic. As she comes up and she looks over, is like, hello, Squad 119. And Kyver says, so, can we wake up Azon, or is he, like, truly unconscious?
give me a moment. Let's see. And is it stable enough for me to wander around and do medicine check on him?
Should we dock ships? Kyver looks over, is like, I'm not sure if the med pod is gonna be able to dock, but I think the
I don't worry
720.
about that. Actually, no. Hang on. No, with Liam, we need to get Liam over. No, worry about it. Yeah.
Well, let's land somewhere and figure out the plan, all right? And see if we can wake up Azon. And you see him look over. It's like, buddy, can you find a good set of coordinates where we can be away from the battle that is currently going on? And it's like, affirmative. I can figure it out. Is Buddy okay?
He's all right.
He has a semi-broken arm that is being currently sewn back together. But we're not sure if we should just amputate. I'm not sure if any of us have medical capabilities to reattach tendons.
I didn't realize that's what she meant by getting an enhancement. Could get an enhancement. I mean, he could just get a new arm.
Well, he's a Chron, which means that his body should naturally form an enhancement if something is missing. Didn't you know that?
And he could get it.
You're Chron too.
Yes, I totally knew that. Yes, definitely knew that.
Perception.
Analyze.
Analyze.
This is,
Athletics.
It's good to have the whole squadron back, even though Liam is unconscious.
23.
Me.
Did Marm know that?
Me.
Everyone starts
Uh,
laughing like the end of an 80s sitcom,
Marmaduke
except
was
Liam,
Marmaduke
who's
was being
unconscious.
Marmaduke. I'll just say that.
He had forgotten. All right. Genuine.
I was temporarily mind controlled to forget.
I have some medical experience, but I don't know how well equipped your pod that you took off with is.
well,
It's a med pod.
I think we can try to
Well-
figure it out. But let's just land, and suddenly all your pods get the notification of the coordinates to land at, and you guys all easily go and land off in the distance, away from the battle that is currently waging, as you see explosions going on in the sky, on the ground, forest fires being burnt. And Buddy specifically states, we will probably have about 2 hours in this location, and then we will have to move as the fires approach our location. And as you guys go in, and everyone begins to exit out of your pods and see Marmaduke has returned in his physical form completely. It seems that his enhancement slots have been filled. And you can definitely sense that there's something about his energy that is connecting directly with your frame in some manner. You don't quite know, but you recall that voice that came to you before saying, it is time to utilize the full extent of your frame. And with that, we are going to end the 25th session there. Welcome back, Marmaduke 9.
Welcome back. It's good to have our mustache.
What a surprise.
Amigo.
Yeah, I told you, Liam, you're going to want to stay in for this one.
Yeah, you're right.
I know you
He
want.
is, he is suffering.
I know.
I could hear him coughing
I know.
from where I'm
It's not great.
coming in.
It's
So-
okay that Liam isn't conscious right now. He's used to appearing later on in the story.
So before we end today's session, I want to let you guys know about an announcement. I want to thank Oscar for being here for 25 sessions. Basically, like nearly a full year. We're gonna be a year into this in November.
Dang.
Wow.
And yeah, I want to thank you, Oscar, for everything that you've done, because like you've
I'd
pulled
make a
through.
better woohoo sound, but I don't
Treat
have the
into
voice.
some ice cream here.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna treat him to
drive
some
over
ice
here,
cream.
get some.
I'm treating him
Culver's
to.
ice
You know
cream.
what? You know what, Oscar? I'll pay for your Fogo tonight.
I got money, man.
You got money? You got money. Okay, well, just leave.
That's goodness so much. You're
but hey, just so you guys know, Oscar is going to be working for a new job that's basically
Ooh,
in
congrats.
his field of study, and it's going to be really good for him, but it's going to cause him to not be able to make it for these sessions anymore. And with that, it's going to cause the live stream. I think I'm going to have to stop the live streams for the time being until I maybe find someone else who can help me out with cameras and just the behind the scenes stuff. But we're gonna do the audio. We're gonna do the podcast and all that stuff. We're gonna stick with the audios. I just want to let you guys all know. I want to tell a good story, and I I don't want to like keep having to get up, change the camera, like, you know, make sure that everything is running good back there. And if like something goes wrong, then I have to go back there and fix it. Then it's just not good. So I'm just gonna stick with the audios. I know that there are some people who watch on YouTube, and that's I'm
Amazing, but
it's amazing. I do recommend listening to the podcast. I will see about uploading the podcast on YouTube. I'm just trying not to like spread myself too thin because like having to upload multiple places and do all this stuff. It's just been a lot's been happening in my life. And I want to thank you all for everything. Just everything. I like Marmaduke just got back, and it feels like we're really starting on this huge climax of a story, and I'm excited for where this is headed, and I love
heck yeah.
I love the story. I love the characters. Thank you all for sticking with this. But yeah, listen on the podcast, please. The podcast will continue to go. And there are a lot of other series that are going to start coming out. We have the epilogue series to the Doctor series that is coming out tomorrow, which is featuring Caliber, who is actually in the chat right now. So Caliber, if you wanna unmute, feel free. Oh wait, I have to unmute you because I muted.
Oh wait,
There you
no,
go.
sorry.
You still have me muted.
Caliber.
Caliber.
Bye.
Yeah, Caliber is in the Hunter, and that's going to be tying into a lot of stuff that's going on here. Caliber, what do you think of this session, huh?
Trust me, Caliber, you don't want any of this mess.
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought y'all would all get captured.
Yeah,
not
I thought
that
I was going to have
bad.
my little side thing.
Yeah, some things are gonna start happening very soon now. Probably not next session, but maybe the session after. Caliber, get ready. Get ready.
Yep.
Because you know what's happening. But thank you all for listening and staying up to date with the New Age. We'll continue to bring it every other week on Tuesdays around 12 p.m. noon my time, but everyone else's time is different. Poor Marmaduke. I'm so sorry. It's probably like 3 in the morning right now.
It is 3:15 in the morning.
Woo! Oh, that's dedication right there. But yeah, everyone go and check out the Marmaduke 9 series. It is amazing. It will like you're gonna get a lot of stuff and updates about it here, but like it truly does really flesh out what is happening in the background and what you guys really need to start thinking about as you begin to move forward and gain allies and make enemies. So, thank you all for listening to the New Age Entry 2025. And if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.
Reborn in power!
Or just a broken arm.
Bye, everyone.